if you go to a talk and you can see that this talk is going badly, step out quickly.
It's definitely an inspiring place, and you have to try and dive into everything and see as much as you can.
Can I make a video?
I never saw something, I never say this.
Here at Cannes Line 2022 at what is the 69th International Festival of Creativity.
In fact, the main thing is don't try to do too much. You know, take it easy, take it in, chill, relax, you're not missing out of anything. It's impossible to see everything, you know, so like just do the things that you really, really care about.
Every one of us come here, you have to realize how special it is to be able to be here. I think it's a privilege. I think you would run into a gajillion people, and I just ran into literally my first boss 10 years ago. I hadn't seen her for 10 years. Then I ran into my second boss, like literally on the street, just as I was walking down the street. So I think just embrace it. It's you're going to meet a lot of people. There are going to be a lot of like work talk and stuff, but there's also this is the place that reminds us why we're in this industry, why creative can really bring positive impact. I was just walking down the aisle looking at this work, and a lot of them really help people to solve some challenges that without creativity won't be able to solve. So I think it's a beautiful reminder of why we're here and why we work so hard, essentially. It's a celebration of creativity.
The biggest challenge was that, if you think about it, McDonald's doesn't have room to its logo. So that was another barrier.
Aside from this clear creative challenge, internally at PepsiCo, meanwhile, I was dealing with our legal team, surprise. And our legal team was not very comfortable with this idea. Not only we were going directly at our competitor, but around 3 of the biggest burger chains in the world, which means 4 global IP holders, 4 times the amount of lawyers ready to pounce on this.
It's an incredibly good idea, and it's so simple when you see it, but it's performed very well.
What were Ukrainian creators doing before the war? Filming good ads in cinema, creating innovative cultural projects, being cosmopolitan and sincere, or lived happy lives.
I feel like it's always like awareness is very easy to do, but action is very hard to do. So that's always the challenge. Is like there. I mean, everyone's aware of it, and then how do you get people to go from knowing about something to acting on something? So I don't know. Figure out some way to do that, I guess.
Good morning and welcome to the Discovery Stage for Day 2 of Cannes Lions 2022.
I would like to recommend the first timer to take part in the various networking or various party at the Cross Beach or the ballet or inside or outside. You should enjoy the networking.
I think the thing that still stands out to me is that there's never a shortage of things to do, and you're always going to feel like you should be somewhere else. So when you're in the Palais looking at work, you should feel like, oh, I should be seeing one of the talks. And when you're in a talk, you should be out on a beach party with one of our suppliers or something. So the advice would be to just be prepared to have that FOMO and kind of shrug it off. There's always something to do, and you shouldn't feel bad for doing anything. Even just like not going to the Palais for a day and walking around, like it's a beautiful city. So.
Bonjour, nous sommes ici dans le métaverse. Vous connaissez ce nouveau monde virtuel qui se crée sur Internet et dont tout le monde parle?
It's my first time here, and it's a beautiful experience. I never saw something, I never say this special. I feel special. Do everything. Everything is you'll see, you go and do and ask and try and have have a lot of experience here.
23% of US consumers say they want to be a different person in the metaverse, and 1/5 of Roblox's daily active users, or 8.6 million people, report updating their avatar every single day.
I think it was just generally getting an understanding of where it's going in the future and how it works, I guess. There were some really interesting speakers and they were talking about kind of the impact it would have on mental health in the future if it becomes, if children are using it all the time and people aren't maybe going out, and how that's going to affect, the next generation, which is really interesting.
I think that you should utilize the app. It helps, and select what you want to watch, what you want to do, and don't take on too many things so that you don't get exhausted and bored of the work. So select a few things that you're really interested in, watch them. If you go to a talk and you can see that this talk is going badly, step out quickly and join another one.
My advice is if you go to the terrace and in the afternoon you can meet people there, because it's always chill out in the afternoon to grab a beer or a glass of wine and just talk to people. And when you sit down to listen to a speaker or to a debate, you can talk to the ones around you and you suddenly know them. So it's and you have the batches, so you always can connect in that way to see where the person is from and what they are doing. So I think that's a useful way of doing it.
And so first and foremost, you have to think about audience. Now, I'm going to be honest, I write for myself. I do, I'm selfish, and I love it. And so first and foremost, you have to tell a story that you want to hear, that you are interested in, that you would follow from beginning to end. Because if you can't even be invested in your story, how on earth are you going to convince anyone else? You can't.
If I had that recipe, I'd be winning every year. But I think that it's always important to have a strong idea and package the work well to give it a fair chance. And I find now well-packaged work stand a better chance, Whether if it's great but it's badly packaged, it reduces its chances, Simple and clear ideas.